Good morning, Molly. So I
Good
just want to
morning.
let you know that we are going to record this for your personal growth and my personal growth
Okay.
and any reflection for
Okay.
later on.
Thank you.
Okay?
Mhm.
So I want to start off with thanking you for letting me come into your class and see you with your students for the last month, and really coming as often as possible, so that I can see them in their element and you in yours, and make sure that all of my input is true for your environment and for them. So my notes on here from watching your lesson, it was wonderful seeing how comfortable the students were having various adults in the class. They didn't pay attention at all to me. And so that their attention never faltered from your teaching. This shows me that you're not only engaging, but that you set high expectations for them, and that their focus is on learning and not possible distractions. I think that, what is it that you truly, how did you set these high expectations for them? Because it's evident that they're working.
The beginning of the year, we would discuss how we wanted to learn in this environment. And a lot of the students had me last year, so they knew the expectations, so I think that helped with the expectations this year. I don't really say we're not going to do this, we are going to do this. Usually when something happens in class, I stop my instruction, we talk about it, we decide if there needs to be anything, or if it's just not now.
Wonderful.
So it's just a quick, immediate fix.
Fantastic. And with the short period of time that you do have
Yes.
them, that keeps them going.
Yes.
So I wanted to start off with what you felt went well in your literacy lesson.
If I could piggyback on what you said, I think the way the students were taking risks, you could see that they were very comfortable in their setting, that they felt safe. They weren't picking on other people, they were letting other students learn the way they needed to learn, and they really know the rituals and routines.
Absolutely, I would absolutely agree with that. The students knew to come in, get their writing journals, open their book exactly to where they needed to be, prepare their answers as you had it on the board for them to read. And this gave you time to make sure that you had everything ready, that you were getting your attendance without any distractions. Each student also knew to grab their seats, as they can see that you have various seats for them
Yes.
to choose from. So whether it's the wobble chair, the ball, or the regular chair. And this shows me also that you took the time to get to know them, which way they best learn in your classroom. And I thought that was very strategic planning for you. What is it that you think in 40 minutes, how do you think that also helps with your planning?
Well, I appreciate that you noticed the specific chair, the specific seatings for the students, because it was difficult to have students sit on chairs or do other things. They were more fidgety, so I ended up doing what made the students feel more comfortable. I made a conscious effort to see what would work, and it worked. And I'm aware of their needs, and they're aware of their needs, and they self-advocate. So that was it.
Fantastic. Well, it really does show.
Thank you.
It also came across clearly that you've been working on your relationships with one of your more difficult students.
Yes.
I've been able to see the progress over the last month coming in, and the fact that she was willing to share her answers, willing to build off of the other students without shutting down. And you really made a commendable effort, and
Thank you.
I wanted you to know that.
Thank you.
I wondered, because of the effort, would you be willing to work with a few other teachers that might have been struggling with their students, and to give them some strategies possibly that you've seen that worked?
As much as I'm honored that you asked me that, I can't say yes right now, because I'm afraid if I say yes and other commitments happen, I'm going to have to renege, and that wouldn't be good for the other teachers. So let me think about it this weekend, if that's all right, and I'll let you know next week.
No, I appreciate the honesty.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. That is not a problem. So I wanted to go over the lesson with you
Okay.
and give you some glows and grows,
Mhm.
as that's the whole point of
Perfect.
this, so you see.
I have it right here.
Fantastic. So as I said, you really did take the time to get to know your students.
Mhm.
Even without stating out loud the differentiation that you created, it was evident in the different levels that they had. When you asked Grant, for example, his thoughts on one of the characters, you didn't just accept his opinion. You made him go back into the text, find his evidence, and support it, but without taking away from everyone else, you gave him processing time. So you spoke with the other students, and during that time, he was able to go back without feeling rushed or the fact that he might not have known where to look. You didn't allow other students to give him the answer as well. So being as he was one of the older students, he didn't feel incompetent, which I thought was fantastic, and that again shows your relationship with them. The other students were continuing the discussion without skipping a beat. When you noticed that he was struggling a little bit, you did give him a hint on at least the page. Again, that way it wasn't giving him the answer and still allowing him to use his skills. This really shows the high expectations that you set for them without stealing the learning from others. So I thought that was a fantastic glow.
Thank you.
Now I was wondering if instead of repeating the question, because I did see sometimes you repeated it for them, if it would have been a little beneficial for the time-wise to give them a sentence stem to refer back to. Is this something you normally do for them?
Normally, I do have sentence stems. However, I was pulling the scaffolding away from them this time to see if they had mastered what they needed. Obviously, looking back on this lesson, they needed to have the sentence stems. So yes, sentence stems are something I normally have.
Wonderful, but as you can see, I think that it's great that you did try and pull them away, especially with state testing and whatnot coming around.
Yes.
You want them to feel independent.
Yes.
So overall, I absolutely appreciated coming in, having the ability to see your class and seeing the students grow over the time. And I look forward to our next class observation, everything that you have in store. And it's been a pleasure watching you with the children.
Well, and I want to thank you for giving me your feedback on my lessons, because that always means so much to me to help me grow as a teacher.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.